a turkey dog is, guess what?
What?
Made of turkey.
Yeah, so it's not a dog that rounds up the turkeys.
Oh.
I'm wrong as well.
Sounds
Anyway.
much more
Yeah,
interesting.
a sheepdog isn't made of lamb, though.
It's not, is it? See, a sheepdog's not made of sheep.
Somebody's getting this wrong
But
somewhere.
there are pig dogs. I've met a pig dog in Australia. They're big hounds. Anyway, we digress.
Only slightly.
We digress because I have a piece that fits in very well with this whole discussion about bad businesses. And of course, we're used now to going online and looking at TripAdvisor or one of the review sites,
Yes.
and you get a picture, a sense of what people are saying about this business. But in the Journal of Economic Psychology recently, which I read all the time, I spotted
I only read it on Tuesdays.
oh, well, it only comes out on Wednesday, so you're nearly
always
a
a week
late.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says here that we used to rely on word of mouth and expert critics and so on to warn you off going to these places that aren't what they appear to be.
Yeah.
But this says a little bit of research to show that the conclusion was if you get a good review followed by bad ones, and that's the point on online reviews, isn't it? You get a list of these things. The warm glow, the effect of reading the good review first tends to negate the bad ones.
Totally. I
And
mean,
you have a warm glow that carries over.
look at a hotel, for example, and look at the reviews, and you find that you might read 7 consecutive really good reviews, and the 8th one's not very good, and that's the one that sticks in your mind.
Well,
And,
it's just
and
the
also, you
opposite.
think, is it genuine? Are any of them genuine? Is it the competition?
That's what I think as well.
This one is actually saying the opposite, Brian. This research says that
Really?
the key finding was that the impact of an early positive
Okay.
review lingers, and it leads to enhanced rating for the brand that were originally blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's saying there's a halo effect. So if you get a good review, you can get some bad ones, but they won't be read as badly. They
But
won't be...
What I want to know, though, is if the establishment, let's say it is a hotel,
Yes.
is really run well, and it's a good hotel, and the staff are good, and everything else, why would it get one bad review?
Oh, these things do.
And, okay, there's lots of reasons it would get one bad
Competition.
review. One is because it's not a legitimate review, it's the
Yeah.
competitor. Another is that, with the best will in the world, every good business has the odd bad day or bad minute, and it only needs one shop assistant who got out of bed the wrong side that morning and annoy somebody, and then there's a bad review online.
Well, it actually says that they actually did use it with a hotel review. What they did is they took a hotel in Los Angeles and they got 280 students to read 5 TripAdvisor reviews for that particular hotel, and they changed the order so that they either read them in the order from positive review to negative or from negative to positive. And it says here that they showed more favour for the hotel when they read the positive review first, and showing that there's this idea that an early positive effect carries over.
But the other thing that they did, which was really, for me, nailed it, about what they call, you talk about the halo effect, they call it evaluation overshoot. Wow, what a posh phrase that
That
is.
didn't come from America, did it?
Funnily enough, I'm just going to say that again for the pleasure of the listener. Evaluation overshoot. A problem I used to have, but I don't anymore. And what they did was they told people that here are the good reviews about this hotel, and so they had all these positive vibes about the hotel. But then they said, oh no, sorry, that's for a different hotel. Here's all the reviews for that hotel, and they're all bad. But despite all the reviews being bad, because they'd started with these incorrect positive vibes about the wrong hotel,
Even knowing they were incorrect.
yeah, even in the full knowledge note, that was about somebody else. So if I tell you what a great bloke Mike is, and oh no, sorry, I was talking about Jerome, you still think Mike is great, even though I've said no, I was talking about Jerome.
That's very weird.
Isn't it?
That is very
That's the
strange.
joy of but
Yeah.
the brain is a very bizarre thing. It's
I love this. I love these things that are kind of a bit counterintuitive.
very much so.
And I'm wondering how you can make use of this. But
by being
get yourself if you're going
by being naughty,
being naughty, get yourself a good review.
Get
to
some
begin
good
with.
reviews in there to kick off, and the first thing that people read is. But it's interesting. The article starts with, and it says, and you said a similar thing. We used to rely on word of mouth or expect critics to help us choose our purchases, and it's all changed because it's all a few mouse clicks. And I don't think it has all changed. I think it's enhanced, because if I wanted to go to a coffee shop in Marlow after the show, I wouldn't dream of going online to start ploughing through a Grealian reviews of coffee shops, I'm sitting here in a room with 3 people who sometimes go for coffee in Marlow. I would not only is it easier for me to say, where should I go for a coffee? And you'll say, oh, there's a new one opened up. I tried it. It's really good. And I would value that opinion exponentially higher than some unknown person I've seen online who's probably the brother-in-law of the owner.
That would always apply, that you would value a personal recommendation. I've had clients say to me, in fact it happened a few weeks ago, I've just seen a wonderful play. It's so funny. It's the best thing it's the funniest thing I've seen for ages. You must go and see it. So I phoned my wife and I told her, and within an hour we'd booked up to see it. Now, if I'd have just read a review, I might have thought, oh, that looks, that's okay. But someone that you know, because that can't apply to every product or every hotel, can it?
Correct. I think the great thing about these online reviews is, for example, I'm going diving next year in France, and we're looking for a place near the dive site. And I don't know these hotels from another, but I've read the reviews, and consistently some people were saying these rooms are so small and the breakfast is dreadful for the price. Consistently saying that I thought, I think I'll move on.
Yes, absolutely. And when I think where I really assign value is when that happens. Is when you get 8, 10, 15 different people all saying the rooms are small, the rooms are small, the rooms are small. Okay, because if you get one person saying the rooms are small,
it's a perception,
are they
isn't it?
used
It's
to
a
staying in a
perception.
suite and actually it's I have a friend who runs a restaurant in Spain, and he's plagued by dodgy reviews.
Is he? Is it a competition?
He's convinced. Well, he can't prove it, because if he could, he'd crucify them in one way or another. But, by which I mean legally, not literally. Especially funny time of year to be talking about that. But yeah, it's very difficult to, once you've got a bad review, then it's very difficult. And of course, the whole other thing is, when a bad review is justified, is as a business, how do you then address that, and how do you go for it?
Well, I mean, there is some discussion I've read between restaurateurs about whether you should respond to a review or just let it ride. If you respond and get involved with it, it just keeps the whole thing going, and you might be better off just letting it ride. But we're getting behind on the music.